to imagine infinite counter-rotating Fibonacci spirals. And I was wondering if it would be accurate to say that every Planck spherical unit is a black hole corresponding to those counter-rotating Fibonacci spiral dynamics. And to understand how in your family sigil, the triangle with the Fibonacci spiral in the center corresponds to how physical reality actually comes into creation most efficiently.
You can consider the nodal points of the multidimensional, double-rotating Fibonacci spiral to be a type of black hole, although that's not necessarily the most accurate word to use or term to use. But you can begin there, but it's the nodal points where the lines cross that are what you're referring to. The triskelion of my family sigil has to do with the principles of three in synchronicity, and the spiral simply represents the idea of the active principle of acting on your passion, acting as who you are. That's the sigil of the first contact specialists who connect to other worlds and actively initiate contact, actively dispense information.
And my second question is, I would be interested to know how specifically the double helix geometry of our DNA corresponds to interfacing with this black hole physics of expression, right? Is that idea of us blinking in and out every Planck time constant into physical reality. I would assume that's most initially or fundamentally expressed through the coding of our genetics in that Fibonacci expansion or propagation, and how the heart relates to that expression.
Yes, as we have said, the Planck time is the tick of the physical reality clock. Therefore, it's 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 billions of times per second. So in a sense, yes, you are flickering in and out of the idea of physical reality, since it's just a projection of consciousness anyway. But that is the pace at which you have done so, because it represents the frequency, the vibrational frequency of the stepping down and transforming of spirit into an experience of physical materiality. You are DNA. You are DNA. In other words, the first manifestation of your physicality is literally the DNA spiral. That's who you are. That's what you are as a physical being. You surround yourself with a mobility unit you call a body, but you are the DNA as a physical entity. That's what you are. Again, the higher mind sends information in the terms of frequencies of energy. The heart acts like a drum, vibrating it back to the mind, and it takes its cue from the belief systems in the mind to determine in the DNA structure when you are most aligned with your true self and true vibration and when you are not. Good day.
Good day to you. Oh, what an honor. I can't think of any place I'd rather be than right here in front of you, dear Bashar, right now.
And neither can we, to be with you in this co-created experience that is a reflection of our passion. Please begin if you wish.
I'm going to dive right in to our relationship with all that is.
All right.
There was this show in the 80s or 90s. It was called Voltron, made up of 5 separate space explorers who joined together to form this super robot, Voltron. I mean, are we individual space explorers? And is all that is Voltron in a way? Maybe without us, God doesn't have a pinky or something like that?
As a simplistic analogy, yes, you are accurate. Everyone is made of what you call all that is, or God, or goddess, what have you, by any name. And the idea is that they are all reflections of all that is, and all that is everything, everyone, everywhere, everywhen. So yes, the individual components, as you say, the individual reflections make up the whole and issue from the whole, and the whole receives these reflections to know itself as the all that is.
Beautiful. Now, with that comes a slight existential crisis within me, per se. It seems like part of me has a feeling almost like Voltron, like I need to save the universe and be the protector of all. But then part of me says, slow down, buddy. This is a reconnaissance mission. This is about learning, understanding, growing, and really learning more about yourself. Part of me says, and the other part of me says, you know what, you could do both. You could try to be a savior if that's your excitement, and then you'll learn in the process. But is there a right or wrong to any of this?
Nothing existentially requires saving. It is an earth term that is a separation, a limiting term of a relationship to the idea of your reflection of all that is. It doesn't save you. You don't need saving. It's about the idea of experiencing yourself on greater and greater levels, allowing yourself through process, through experience, to recognize that you are an expression of all that is, and that everything is an expression of all that is. And while you allow yourself to increase or expand your awareness of this, you actually become far more aware that nothing needs saving at all. It is all valid experience in whatever way, shape, or form it chooses to present itself. Do you understand what we are saying?
I comprehend. Yes, I understand. You talk about the mirroring of, everything's a mirror basically of our inner selves and our beliefs. And our beliefs kind of create this matrix in our perceptions. Now, when we die, is it the same thing in spirit where our belief and perceptions create the afterlife? Or is there like a file system in the afterlife? Like Beetlejuice. Ever see Beetlejuice where they were like, you messed up this life. You go over there. You go over there.
Well, it depends upon what it is you choose to experience. All these things are possible experiences if you choose to go in those directions for your own reasons and your own purposes. The idea is it's not so much about beliefs, because you know things in the afterlife that you don't necessarily allow yourself to know in physical reality. And so beliefs are a system or a structure that take the place of your knowingness so that you can explore the ideas and decide what it is you choose to know and what it is you will allow yourself to choose beyond the physical reality. You set yourself up for a different series of choices in the afterlife, but it's not about belief in the afterlife. The idea is, again, you are free to choose whatever it is you believe, quote unquote, needs to be done, needs to be experienced for you to expand yourself in whatever way, shape, or form you decide to do so. Is this making sense?
This makes total sense. That's beautiful. It's in our beliefs. Now, when we talk about the idea of, let's say, evil, it seems like there's certain fail-safes like built into reality. So the more evil that we see in the world, part of me feels relaxed about this, because when you see evil, it kind of like forces good to the surface. You know what I mean? It's almost like everything's, yes. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So those fail-safes make me feel like everything's always working out.
In a sense, it is. Again, remember, to use a very crude analogy, existence is roughly 51% positive and 49% negative. The idea is that if you just relax into your normal flow, the current of creation will eventually pull you into the positive side, because that is predominant. The idea of what you call evil, or simply negative actions that impose segregation, separation, and limitational experiences upon your consciousness, are again mechanically for the purpose of you making choices as to what you prefer, making choices as to who you prefer to be, and what you prefer to choose as a recognition of your divinity, so to speak. So it's an opportunity, as they say in your reality. It's easier to see the light when it's surrounded by darkness. So they are both necessary on every level, except for the one, to experience the idea of finding what you prefer and experiencing what you prefer through whatever process you have deemed is necessary for your soul's expansion and growth.
That is beautiful. I'm gonna end right there.
All
But
right.
that was beautiful, and happy holidays to everybody. And we love you, Bashar. We love you, Darryl. We love you all.
Our
That was
unconditional love
beautiful.
to you
This
as
made my
well.
month. This made
All
my
right.
this is a great present.
All right.
Thank you.
And to you, happy holy days.
And you as well.
Good day. Aveo.
Hello, Bashar. My name is Chris. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. And what I wanted to know is, I remember in one of your previous recordings, you mentioned that if we were to ever have a face-to-face contact with you, it would feel as though we are losing our sense of self. What I wanted to know, or my question is that because you are so embodied in light and so accustomed to it, whereas we are so used to the dark, and as a result, we're not accustomed to so much light, where it would feel so overwhelming and so overpowering that it would feel as though we're losing our sense of self? Thank you. Bye.
As we have explained, the idea is that human beings in their consciousness are quite compartmentalized and they hide things from themselves. Being exposed to that much light means there is no shadow in which to hide. And if you are not ready to face that integration within yourself, it can cause psychic shock. So, but euphemistically, yes, exposure to that much light, that high frequency, before you are ready to integrate within yourself all the things you have fragmented, can leave you ill-prepared to face that high vibration. So, we will be gentle with you until you get used to the light within yourself.
Hello, Bashar.
Good day, good day.
It's really an honor to speak with you today.
And you as well, for us.
My question is regarding synchronicity.
Yes.
And a type of synchronicity. And
Yes.
I'll just give you an example.
Yes.
About a month ago, I was taking down some recycling to the recycling bin, and a woman approached me and said that she wasn't feeling well and needed help getting home. So I ran upstairs and I got my phone and I ordered her a taxi. And we waited for the taxi for about 15 minutes. And then it came and I explained to the driver that she wasn't feeling well and she went on her way. But as I was going back upstairs, I realized a moment on either side and we would have missed each other completely because I was just taking down some recycling. And I have moments like this often enough that I notice it. So I was wondering if you could give me some insight as to why I have these types of synchronicities.
Why shouldn't you? Everything is an orchestration. You are allowing yourself to be more aware of the orchestration of how things encounter one another, how things come together for different reasons and different purposes. It is an expression of your willingness to be of assistance, even to those you don't know who may require some assistance in life. So the idea is that you're allowing that to become more transparent to you because of your willingness to be someone who can be of assistance to people who may need it.
Thank you. That helps a lot because sometimes I wonder, is it part of our purpose? Meaning, is it part of our assignment to do things like that?
It can be specific in that way, or it can simply be your willingness to open up and recognize more clearly that everything is synchronicity, everything is an orchestration. There are 1,000 examples that happen every day to everyone. They may not be aware of most of them, but they are all orchestrations. There are no accidents. You're simply becoming more transparent and more aware and allowing reality to become more transparent in the synchronicity that surrounds you all the time.
That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, you are so welcome. Anything else?
That's it. You've been
All
very
right.
helpful.
Thank you very much. Aveo.
Aveo.